everyone. Welcome back to Clinical Trials Facts Wednesdays. I'm Tengu Muna with Achaibo Clinical. I am delighted that you're here. We are happy to have you, and thank you for continuing to learn and grow with us. At Achaibo Clinical, we're passionate about two things: clinical trials and success mindset. Now, the clinical trials piece is easy to get. We teach that every Wednesday, but success mindset, we also talk about those types of things on Sundays, because at the end of the day, you need to set a solid foundation, and it's from that foundation of what is possible for you that you can actually grow in your life and learn new things. Now, I want to talk about document and data collection. Last week, I talked about starting with a solid foundation, the facility. So for document and data collection, there's so many ways that we can look at this. At your clinical research site, you have to have a system through which you're going to be capturing your own local data. Yes, in the clinical trials, you're going to have an electronic data capture system or, paper documents and things like that. The sponsor of the trial will give you all the resources that you need, but you do need to set up your own file. So you have to have patient charts, electronic charts, right? If that's what you're using, and you need the sponsor to have access to all of that. So many times sites just think, oh, wow, I guess the sponsor is going to do everything for me, forgetting to realize that that's not what the sponsor's role is. The sponsor's role is to ensure that you're conducting the trial and that you're giving all the tools and resources from their end based on what they are going to need. But in terms of how you're going to manage your local data, manage your patients, manage your facility, all the documents from it and all the processes, and how you're going to collect that data, everything has to be in place. This is so important. Whether, like I said, setting up patient binders, your essential documents, how you receive supplies, right? I mean, there's a way that you document and there's a way that you're supposed to file all of that. How you're reviewing safety events. Yes, there's an expectation, but then at your local level, what are the requirements? What about your standard operating procedures? Do you have your informed consent process, in an SOP? Or if you have maybe several facilities and they're doing different things, is that documented in your SOP? So you want to make sure that the right documents are in place so that, there is not such a massive deviation to the processes that impacts you conducting the clinical research trial. And of course, if you're in a hospital, you have standard operating procedures as well in terms of how you conduct trials and beyond. So those are the things that you want to think about. Whenever we're collecting a large amount of data, we need to have capturing systems and processes for them. That is super important. So those are the things that you want to think about. And that's really my talk for today. It's more of making sure that you have a strategy, as a clinical researcher or as a principal investigator. And if you're listening to this from the perspective of having a career in the industry, it's something that you want to be aware of, because maybe one day you're going to end up at a clinical research site. And yes, you're going to be reviewing documents and looking at patient data, but also behind the scenes, you also have to look at the mechanisms through which this clinical research site is executing your clinical research trial. So that's my short talk for today. Make sure to join the WhatsApp group. Super important. Everything starts there. Free resources on the Facebook group and the YouTube playlist posted weekly. Join our free webinars and learn. Book a call with Tengu. Now, the call is a 20 minutes free strategy call where you can learn, where I can not learn, but answer questions you may have. And then, of course, we give you all these free resources, but you got to take the next step and join one of our clinical research training programs. They are unlike anything that you've ever seen, because I've been in industry for over 19 years now. I think I'm going closer to the end of my 20th. So, and I'm at a global level as a global consultant in operations. And so we train from the perspective of how do you implement and how do you execute. It's not one of those things where you come in and you just get a certificate for participation. This is not it. This is, if you want to work in the industry, how do you go about doing that? What are the tools and resources that you need? And what are you going to be doing while you're in this industry? That's super important. Okay, take the next step. Don't let 2023 go by and you find yourself in the same place that you were last year. Really, that's a disservice to yourself. So stay passionate, be full of integrity, and always rise to higher levels of excellence. And I will see you on the next Clinical Trial Facts Wednesday. Bye-bye.